If you enjoy hearing these eerie tales and want more to help you drift off or keep you up at night, don't forget to tap the like button. It really helps the channel grow. The voices. I beg you, please stop. We both been here for so long, haven't we? I don't want to do this anymore. Please, I beg you. Let me go. What did you gain after all these years? Does anything have any value now? I feel like I am withering away. There's so little of me left now. Can't you see? Nothing is the same. There's no laughter, joy, sorrow, or pain in you and me. Can't you realize our friends are different now? I want to go away from here. I want this to end. I want to fade away in peace. If you are afraid, why don't we both go from here? We will finally have some peace then, won't we? Come, let's go. I don't think I can hold on much longer, please. As you see, Doctor, I always hear this voice for past couple of months. It doesn't matter if I'm awake or asleep, the same words keep looping in my head. I am really scared, Doctor. Peter somehow managed to put down his words before the doctor. He was there because of the positive reviews online. Peter was afraid that he was seriously ill, but the doctor was perfectly calm and said, "That's nothing serious, so calm down, Peter. No need to worry." Peter was so glad to hear that. Being sick terrified him because he hadn't been ill in a long time. He wanted to know what was wrong with him, to which doctor said, "You know that our mind is a very fragile thing, right? It was not made to be immortal. So sometimes our fragile subconscious wants us to be the same imperfect creatures that we were. It wants us to regress like the usual and wither away from living this life to the fullest. That's what the voices you have been hearing lately. But there's no need to panic. It's completely curable, and you will never be bothered by it again." Peter was glad to hear it. The doctor told him to follow the nurse to the bed inside. Peter felt really calm in her presence. As he laid down on the bed, she gave him a blue pill to swallow and then injected him with a dose of some clear blue medicine. As soon as she left, he felt his eyelids getting heavy and fell into a deep sleep. As he was closing his eyes, he heard, "Thank you for letting me go. Goodbye," echoing from within. When he finally woke after 4 hours, he felt as if he lost something, but he couldn't understand what it was. It seemed to be important, but he couldn't remember. But he was happy that the voices stopped. Now there's nothing between him and his work. He paid the doctor extra and left for home after thanking him. Once he left, the doctor wrote his logbook. Patient name, Peter status. Patient approached me with increased level of self-awareness. His subconscious was almost successful in making him understanding the truth about being immortal. Thankfully, he has been successfully cured like the previous patients and will reintegrate himself into his role soon as he is now free of the voices. End of log. The Bart shirt. This is the most recent creepy thing that's happened to me. Definitely not the worst creepy thing that's happened to me, but this was pretty terrifying. So a few months ago, I woke up in the morning, like most people do. I did the usual, brushed my teeth, made my bed, scrolled through social media a bit, then went to change my clothes. So I opened my shirt drawer and picked out a Bart Simpson shirt. The shirt was just plain dark red, almost black, with Bart on a skateboard. So far, so good, right? So I sat on my bed, still shirtless, to check my phone for a sec. I looked back at the Bart shirt, then back at my phone, then back at the shirt, then thought to myself, hey, weren't his eyes open last time I looked? I just brushed it of as my tired brain playing tricks on me. Then I looked again. WTF, his eyes are opened now. Okay, weird that my brain did it twice, but not too strange. I looked again, and to my surprise, his eyes are closed again. WTF. So this happens like 3 more times throughout the span of like 5 minutes, and at this point I think I must be tweaking. Until I finally see this shirt blink right in front of my eyes. I didn't know what to think, so I just threw the Bart shirt into my laundry basket and wore another shirt. Then continued the rest of my day. Never really thought I would catch my own shirt in 4K Toy Story style. Never ignore your intuition and don't go out, you senior boys. TW16F, true story once again. In ninth grade, I was a pretty bad kid, always smoking or drinking or sneaking out. Well, I ended up meeting a just senior boy who asked me to go on a date with him. I was super excited because I had never really gone on an actual date since all of them were just me sneaking off to their house to drink or parties with lots of other people. I told my parents and they were fine with it as long as they met him first. I got all dolled up and he showed up at my door. He was really awkward when he met my parents, which was fine, but it gave me a really weird feeling in my stomach. I went into his car and asked where we were going to go. He started driving around and ended up pulling into behind our high school and parked. I was kind of disappointed since I thought we would actually be going out somewhere, but that was the least of my issues. He turned the car off, which immediately made me uneasy. Everything in my brain was telling me to go home right now, but I was far away, and I didn't really have an excuse to ask my mom to come get me since nothing had happened yet. He asked me to go in the back seat with him, and I said no. He started asking over and over, and while I continued saying no, began screaming at me to get in the back. I tried to get out of the car, but my door wouldn't open. He grabbed my arm really hard and forced me to look at him. He told me if I didn't get in the back, he was going to hurt me. I told him to let go, and that he was already hurting me, and he said he could make it a lot worse. I was so terrified. But right at that moment, my mom called me, and I convinced him to let go so I could pick up. I answered and told him she said I needed to come home because I didn't clean my room. He ended up driving me home and was grumbling the whole way back about how I was a frigid bitch. The minute he pulled near my house, I was finally able to get out, and I ran in and told my mom everything. She said she had a really bad feeling too, and that's why she called and said I needed to come home. I don't know if he really would have hurt me, but I'd like to think that her intuition saved my hide.